on the Lee Chess site. Let's see how it goes. So again, I'm going to play e4 here on move 1. Let's see if Stockfish plays c6 or c5. Plays c5. Now, there are many possibilities in terms of what I could play. I'm going to play c3 here. Try to play the Alpin, because when you play the Alpin Sicilian, it's very straightforward generally. It tends to lead to positions that are very slow, very drawish, and against Stockfish, I'm assuming it's a 3200 level bot. Maybe it's not after all. We don't actually know, but nonetheless, it doesn't feel like the right situation to sort of take a big risk. I want to keep it simple. Probably will get takes. I can just take back. Goes to e5 here. Now e5 is definitely a little bit of a surprise. I guess I'll trade the pawns, go queen e2. Queen e2 actually very dangerous pre-move, but most likely it's going to take either the queen or take the pawn. So we take. I assume we'll get knight c6 here. Now I have to admit this looks a little bit suspicious to me. I'm currently down a pawn here, but it feels like maybe there's some play. Now I don't know if I should play f4, knight f3, but I feel like there should be play. Now, I'm not really sure why I feel like there should be play, but I feel like there should be. So that's probably a very bad rationale for just like making moves in chess, but nonetheless, I think it's kind of okay. So let's go knight f3. We're going to get either bishop f5 or bishop g4. I'm not sure which one will be played. I presume bishop g4 will be played because I am up a pawn here. But no, instead it goes bishop to f5. So I'm going to go bishop to e3, attacking the pawn on c5, dodging knight e7, knight g6 ideas, because then I simply take the pawn on c5. We get f6 being played by Stockfish here. Now this looks like a pretty serious move. I can take the pawn and sort of go for the whole chalupa. And I think I will just take here and play knight d2. And I'm going to argue that the extra pawn will eventually play here. It castles, I'll go knight d2. Probably knight takes f6 will get played. I'm going to probably play h3 next move, simply stopping a move like knight to g4. No knight g4 is now. I'm up a pawn. If I can get this king to c1, maybe bring the rook into the game, I could be quite a bit better down the road, but I expect Stockfish to be ready for that. So it goes knight d5. Now, this is a very scary move too, because if I go bishop g5, I just realized it's going to play bishop e7, trade the bishops, and then jump with the knight to f4 square. So for that reason, I think what I want to do is I kind of want to find a way to simplify the position. I don't really know how I'm supposed to do that. Maybe I can go like king e2, maybe bishop c4, maybe bishop b5. But all in all, it feels pretty hard to play. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go bishop c4 here. Now it's going to take, I'm going to take back. And I suspect maybe h3 was a mistake. I have a feeling that maybe here, I actually, after knight f6, instead of h3, I could have gone bishop c4, allowing knight g4. Nonetheless, bishop c4, bishop e7 has been played. So let's keep going. Now I can take the knight on d5. I can also play rook e1 here, which looks pretty reasonable just to play rook takes bishop. Again, I don't love the position. My rook on a1 is kind of out of play here. But as they say in the Russian school of chess, pawn is pawn. And right now I have one extra pawn. Rook f8. Very reasonable move. Now I could take the knight on d5. I could also play king c1. Now I have to make the distinction which bishop is better, the bishop on e3 or the bishop on c4. Now my perception is that the light square bishop is objectively more important. So I'm going to move my king to c1 here. Probably we're going to get knight takes bishop. I take, and then I have the idea of bishop to e6. But again, not so clear. So it goes bishop to g6. Now I could play bishop g5. I don't really like it. And if I don't play bishop g5, I don't have bishop takes d5. I have bishop b5 as a move, but I need to do something pretty fast here to try and simplify. Bishop g5 takes knight f4. Looks scary. So what do I do here? What do I do indeed? Now I could take with b3, rook d3, king here takes bishop f6 and king c4. Maybe that's okay. I'm not sure. Bishop g5 doesn't look right. Knight b3 is maybe a move as well here to put pressure on the pawn on c5. Bishop to b5 also moves. So I'm going to go bishop to b5, trying to put pressure on the knight on c6, asking my silicon opponent what the plan is. So it takes on e3. So now I can take with the rook or the pawn. I'm assuming I should take with the rook. I honestly don't know. It feels slightly wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm kind of worried about bishop d6 maybe. It feels a little bit scary here, but after takes and g3, am I really in trouble? Probably there's some c4 idea. So my assumption is that g3 is the move, but then there's knight e7, which could be scary. So if I play g3, knight e7, what do I do exactly is the problem. And I don't really know what I'm supposed to do there. So if I don't know what I'm supposed to do there, then I could end up in a lot of trouble. So maybe rook e3 was in fact a mistake. Maybe I should have taken back with the pawn. Let's think about this. So after bishop d6, if I go bishop d3, there's bishop f4 takes and takes, which doesn't look wonderful. Probably it's enough to draw the game, but I'm definitely on the wrong side and in trouble no matter what. So if I don't do that, what are the other options is a big question. Now, I don't really see great